Yo, it's your boy Kai coming through, and today we'll be doing What If Luffy Was Big Mom's Son Part 2. Now, without further ado, let's get started. We see the Straw Hats and Kobe on the boat, training even harder since Luffy bumped up the difficulty since he decided they needed to progress faster, and Zoro has been doing that, just adapting. Kobe has been doing pretty good for himself as well, having complete control of armament hockey and some type of control of over observation, while Nami is really struggling, but her combat skill is getting better, while Usopp has activated his observation but needs better mastery. While they're sailing the seas, however, out of nowhere a boat is docked next to theirs, and they see somebody pulled up on the ship, and another one jumps on it too, as they will begin to beg for help. Johnny will beg them to help his friend Yosaku, and Luffy then takes a look at Yosaku and then says, "He has scurvy. I mean, seriously, what kind of person sets out to sea and doesn't know about it? Dumbass. Kobe, go get him some limes." Kobe would then do so and then squeeze the lime juice into Yosaku's mouth, waking him up, and the two would begin to thank Luffy. Also, Zoro will sleep, so yeah. The Straw Hats continue sailing with Johnny and Yosaku, talking with them, getting to know them, until Luffy notices a restaurant in the middle of the sea and tells Nami to stop the ship there. Nami does so as they all jump off to eat, and Luffy practically drooling at the thought of cake or donuts as they get into the restaurant. Everyone is kind of scared, seeing as how they're clearly pirates. "No need to worry. Me and my crew come in peace. We just wish to eat." Chefs would eventually believe them and drop their guards as the Straw Hats sit at a table eating. "These are the best donuts I've ever had in my life," Luffy said while eating donuts. He would think that in his head. Donuts just bring out the kid in Luffy. He absolutely loves donuts. I mean, he's the son of Big Mom. What do you expect? Anyways, as he would continue to devour the donuts, everybody is shocked at how much he can eat. Remember, this is Big Mom's son we're talking about here. OG Luffy can already eat a lot, and him being Big Mom's son, yeah, that's just raps. Plus, he has the gum fruit, elastic stomach, can stretch forever. Anyways, while the Straw Hats are eating and laughing, Luffy then gets a flash of a man begging for food. What the hell was that? "You okay, Zoro?" Will say, asking Luffy if he was fine. Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about me." However, Luffy then hears somebody approach as he walks into the restaurant and gets on his knees begging for food. "Please, I have no money, but I'm so hungry." Sanji immediately goes to the back to fix him a plate as the cook will try and stop him, but Sanji just continues to walk. And shortly after going in the back, he comes out with a plate, handing it to the man as he will begin to eat and cry pure tears of joy. Luffy then thinks, "I like that cook. I want him on my crew." He also thinks, "This is what I saw in my vision. And that quick little flash I had. Could it be?" Luffy would then lose his train of thought when the man who had just been given food would start to speak. "Thank you, but I must warn you for your hospitality. A man is coming. He goes by the name of Don Krieg, and he will try and take this island over. So please leave while you can." Zeph would then say, "Krieg, huh? He may be tough, but tell him to bring it, cause me and my boys ain't going nowhere." Luffy then says, "Yo, old man, let's make a deal here. First things first, I'm Charlotte D. Luffy." Everyone would then look at Luffy shocked and not believe him kind of at first, and then he would then pull down his scarf, and everyone is just amazed. Like, this just goes to show that the world government just is biased to all pirates because Luffy came in complete peace. Anyways, Luffy then goes on to say, "Secondly, you give me free donuts for life here, and that cook with blonde hair, and I'll take out Krieg for you." So what do you say? Don't and then Zeph will then say, "Deal. Don't trade me off like I'm an item," Sanji will yell comedically. Everyone will then sit down and wait in suspense, besides the Straw Hats, of course, waiting for Don Krieg and his men to arrive. Luffy then senses him approaching as he stands up and walks outside as Don Krieg had just got off his ship. "Who are you, brat?" As Don Krieg will put his hand on Luffy's shoulder. "Why don't you run along home Before Krieg could finish his sentence, Luffy punched him in his face at blinding speed, sending him flying as his fist was nothing but a blur to everyone. "Don't you dare touch me," Luffy would say. The punch Luffy had landed on Krieg made Krieg's jaw dislocate, as well as him bleeding from his nose. He would immediately try and pull out a gun shooting at Luffy, but Luffy starts dodging the bullets easily with his eyes closed. Everyone is shocked and impressed at Luffy's power besides his crew, as Kobe then says, "That's Luffy for you." Johnny and Yosaku would then say, "Big bro Zoro, how did you manage to get on this guy's crew?" Luffy would tower over Don Krieg, and this is when Don Krieg would realize, holy shit, it's Carly D. Luffy. We're screwed. We're so screwed. Oh my god, I can't believe I realized this. Luffy would then stomp on Krieg's chest, shattering his golden armor easily, as he then pierced him with his trident. I can't believe I had to sully my blade with your disgusting blood. He would then take his trident out of Don Krieg's heart, pulling out a cloth, cleaning the tip, the spear part of his trident. Everyone there is just blown away. He made Krieg look like light work, and Sanji is even impressed. What kind of monster is this guy? Luffy would then walk up to Sanji and ask him, does he actually want to join, because he won't force him. Sanji then says that he wouldn't mind if he didn't have a debt to pay back. Zeph would then say, "You would then yell, 'You idiot, you've never owed me anything. So go join the man's crew and chase your dreams, or do you not want to see the all blue?'" Sanji stops a moment before saying that he will, and bowing to Zeph, crying and thanking him for all he's ever done for him. Zeph, tearing up himself, would say a real man doesn't cry like a little girl, and the surrounding chefs would smile and kind of cry. Eventually Sanji comes with them on the ship, but as Sanji gets on the ship, Luffy senses somebody approaching the island. It's Mihawk. As Mihawk would then arrive on the island and cut Krieg's ship in half, and even though Krieg and his men are done, he just wanted to cut his ship in half. He then gets on the island and he asks Luffy, where's Roronoa Zoro? Zoro is right there already preparing for battle, putting on his bandana and ready in his 3 swords. You see, Mihawk had been looking for Zoro because Zoro is on Luffy's crew, and he knew that, so he's been hunting for Zoro because he sees potential and he wants to see how well could he do against him. Zoro would then take out all 3 of his swords, putting one in his mouth, of course, and one each in his hand, as he would then jump off the boat onto the island landing. Mihawk would then say, "Roronoa Zoro, I've come all this way just to fight you. You better not disappoint." "Oh, trust me, I won't," Zoro would say, activating his haki. Mihawk would then take out his little dagger that he pulled out in cannon, and Zoro would get angry as Mihawk would try to stab Zoro with that, but Zoro would then slash once, absolutely shattering his dagger, Mihawk's dagger. Mihawk would then be impressed as he then says, "I see I'll have to take you more seriously, but unfortunately I don't have any smaller blades, so I'll have to pull out my serious one." He would then reach for the blade on his back, taking it off as he slashes at Zoro. Zoro blocks with all 3 swords as Mihawk would then slash at him again, and Zoro would jump back. Zoro would then jump in the air using a haki slash, as he would then say 180-pound Phoenix, slashing down. Mihawk would then jump back, avoiding it, as Mihawk would do a slash of his own, but Zoro was countered with another slash. Zoro would then speed behind Mihawk, slashing at him, but Mihawk would then pull his sword behind him, blocking Zoro's attack. Zoro would then try to slash at his legs, but Mihawk would jump over his blade, kicking Zoro back as Zoro stumbles a few feet. So far, Mihawk is, kind of impressed because he's doing pretty well. Mihawk then speeds to Zoro, going to pierce him through the stomach with that huge blade. However, Zoro takes his swords, slamming it down on Mihawk's blade as it gets put into the ground, and then Zoro kicks Mihawk, actually landing a kick on Mihawk as Mihawk steps back about a few feet. You've done well, Zoro, but it's time to end this. Wouldn't you say? Yeah, let's go. They would. Just so you know, no, Zoro cannot beat Mihawk at all, but he's doing pretty well. Mihawk is not going all out neither, but you know they both power up as Zoro starts spinning his blades, and Mihawk would power up Haki and his as they would dash past each other, as slashing each other as Zoro's blade will break, and blades will break, and then he will bleed out as Mihawk gets a small cut from Zoro actually too, but not enough to make him fall or anything, as Zoro would then pass out as Luffy would then say, "So tell me, Hawkeye, how did my first mate do? He has a lot of potential, and he actually impressed me for being such a rookie. I look forward to battle him again in the future, and I trust that you'll train him well, of course. Until we meet again, Straw Hat." As Mihawk would get on the boat and sail off. After a while, Zoro wakes up, crying as in canon, holding his head as he then swears to never lose again. And Luffy would smile and say that he did well, and he's proud of him. They would then all get on the ship, eventually leaving with Sanji, as they sail off. About a day and a half of sailing later, the Straw Hats are chilling on the ship, and out of nowhere, a sea beast will pop up out of the water, starving as if it hadn't eaten in decades, roaring from the depths of its voice. However, all of a sudden, the Straw Hats will feel a shake, and the sea beast will get scared away. Now, let me explain why the sea beast was scared away. While they're sailing, Nami approaches Luffy. Big bro, what is it, Nami? I need your help with something. Would you be willing to help me? You're my sister, Nami, of course. Nami would then go on to completely and clearly explain every single last detail of her story, mentioning how Arlong forced the villagers to pay for their lives, and even mentioned him killing her mother and forcing her to be his navigator. Luffy, are you okay? Luffy's eyes would then go red as Haki burst off him, and the ship would shake as well as the seas, and the seagulls will fly away, as well as fish will swim away, and any creature next to the ship of the Straw Hats. Yeah, Nami, I'm perfectly fine, Luffy would say, clenching his fist as they bleed. It's just that bastard Arlong is dead, and he doesn't even know it yet. Luffy will tell Nami to take them to her home village, and she is in the room with the steering wheel, and then she starts to navigate to her home village. Luffy then goes outside of his captain's room and gathers the others. Listen up, we're going to Nami's home village. Not that it matters, but why exactly, Zoro would say. Luffy would then explain every single last thing that Nami told him, which infuriates Sanji as he is practically fuming. Zoro would be annoyed, and Usopp would be mad as hell, as well as Johnny, Yosaku, and Kobe. Did that disturb you? Did it make you mad? Well, good. Use it to completely annihilate the bastards who did it. Kobe, I'm instructing you to train Nami. Me? Are you sure? And why train Nami? Because if anybody deserves their get back, it's her. You can't help those who don't want to help themselves. She'll be out there with us tomorrow cracking some heads. Make sure of it. After that, we'll take you to a Navy HQ. Kobe then says, yes, sir, and then they begin sailing to Arlong's Island. Kobe walks to Nami, and then Nami will ask, oh, what are you doing, Kobe? I was instructed to train you. I don't need training. Yeah, you do. No, I don't. What good would it be? I'm not special like you guys, because you don't try to be. You can grow stronger. No, I can't. I'm at my max level. Is that gonna be your excuse when somebody's life is in danger? Or worse, yours? What do you want me to do? I want you to train and take it seriously. It takes fighting seriously. Fighting might not be your profession, but you need to at least get good at it. You're a pirate. And we're gonna train all night, and we're gonna spar all night, and until you get the hang of it. From there, Kobe would train Nami all night sparring as Nami is getting better and better. But in the middle of them sparring, Luffy comes in. You've done pretty well, Kobe, but you need training as well. I know you guys are kind of behind. Kobe, you are just a bit weaker than Sanji, and Nami, you know where you stand. And I'll teach you some abilities to help you out in that battle tomorrow. Call it the 6 powers. What is that? Shave, finger pistol, iron body, sky jump, storm leg, kami, and iron mass. Luffy will proceed to teach Kobe all 6 powers, with him catching on quickly. However, Nami only learns 2 of the 6 powers, but they improve her combat abilities more. Now, time skip to the day of where they arrive at Namiso Town, and Luffy is sitting on the head of the ship while the crew is posted behind him, ready. The ship is docked at the island, and Nami doesn't even attempt to give them the money first, as the Straw Hats walk to Arlong Park. Luffy then stops at the door and then delivering a single punch to the doors, knocking them down, as they both have holes where Luffy put his fist at. The Straw Hats stay by the exit as Luffy walks up. Which one of you is Arlong? Well, that's funny. That happens to be my... The grimy smile on Arlong's face would then turn into one of pure pain as he received a punch from Luffy in the face as he gets sent into a wall. And if this were animated, the screen would turn red and then white as Arlong gets sent into a wall, who would then slowly get up from the rubble, bleeding from the head, mouth, and even his back and chest to see a pink steaming Luffy. Gear second. The fish with big lips will then rush at Luffy, but then Usopp shoots him with an exploding star as he stumbles back as Usopp appears before him, punching him into a wall. Usopp has increased very greatly due to Luffy's training and even Sanji a little from the little times he's been on the crew. And Zoro will then speed in front of Hachi, slashing at Hachi. Hachi barely jumps back as the fishman karate user goes for Sanji, and Sanji here there will be 2 more fishmen that I'll be adding to the story. Soruto and Kakusui. It translates to salt and seawater, and they'll be fighting Kobe and Nami. But let's get back to Luffy's fight. Arlong would get up. How dare you, human? He would then run at Luffy, punching him, and Luffy uses shave, dodging, and then appears above Arlong. Jet pistol as he punches Arlong in the face, sending him into the ground as Arlong coughs up blood. He would then stand again, but once he does, Luffy punches him again, this time in the gut as he cracks some of Arlong's ribs as Arlong coughs up even more blood. Before Arlong can get a sentence out, Luffy kicked him in the face, sending him flying into another wall. With Sanji, he is kicking at the fishman, but the fishman is blocking it. Sanji speeds behind him, jumping, delivering an axe kick to his head, drilling him into the ground, then kicking him to the side, sending him into a wall, as he then follows up with another kick, and then another, continuously kicking him, making him cough up blood, and eventually lose consciousness. With Zoro, Hachi will slash at him, but he is dodging easily and countering his, Hachi's 6 swords easily. In fact, Zoro starts dodging with his eyes closed. Hachi then gets annoyed. How dare you close your eyes at me? He would then slash at Zoro again, and Zoro would then jump out of the way. 180-pound Phoenix with Haki as a red spiraling slash would slash Hachi as he would start bleeding badly, as Zoro would land sheathing his sword. Soon as Zoro finishes completely sheathing his sword, Hachi fell and bled out. With Usopp, the big lip fishman would try and punch at him, but Usopp would take out a smoke bombs that he recently made, dropping them as they explode, blowing the fishman back. As Usopp follows up through the smoke, kicking him in the stomach, then punching him in the same place which he kicked, and then grabbing him by his hand, throwing him into a wall as the fishman spins before hitting the wall, bleeding from the head, passing out. Now with Nami, the fisherman would punch at her as she jumps back, barely avoiding it, and he punches again. And Nami can't avoid this one, so she uses Iron Body, taking it, and then using Shave. He then goes for another hit as she uses Shave, getting out of the way. And she gets flashes of all the things Arlong made her do growing up. With all that hate built up, she strikes her with their weapon that Usopp made, which is an early version of the climb attack. As it slams into Soruto's head, a weird black aura surrounded it. Nami had tapped into her haki, and that strike sent Zoro to flying. He would then get up bleeding from his head, dashing at her again, going for multiple attacks, and Nami is dodging with shave every time. Then appears above him and then hits him in the head once again. She will land and he would try to hit her. However, it was a mirage as Nami is behind him, sweeping his legs with her climb attack, as she then stumps him in his face, knocking him out. With Kobe, Kakasui speeds to Kobe as Kobe dodges him with Shave appearing behind him using Storm Leg, kicking as a burst of air will take Kakasui, sending him flying into a wall. Kobe would appear to him with a Shave, punching him using Iron Body, making the punches hurt even more as Kakasui coughs up blood. He then yells, "Enough!" punching at Kobe. Kobe barely dodges and the fishman continues to punch, and anywhere Kobe dodges, he will get hit. So he would then use Kami, I believe it's called, to make himself unbelievably flexible, dodging in a complete unorthodox way. He then uses Storm Leg, a modification to Storm Leg, using Storm Punch, but with his arm, of course, as he punches Kakosui, sending him flying, but chases after him with Shave, using finger pistols, stabbing him through the chest, killing him. As being with Luffy taught Kobe that being brutal is necessary sometimes, and in this world, most of the time. With Luffy, he is currently practically torturing Arlong, completely mortifying him, kicking him, making him roll, as he then shaves to the side he's rolling to and stumps on his chest, making Arlong cough up blood. He then throws him in the air, shaving to him using Gatling, punching him multiple times at lightning speed, literally, as Arlong crashes to the ground and dents in his chest from Luffy's fist as Arlong is dead. Luffy then Luffy then looks at the sort of tower and says, "It's not done yet." He then makes his fist giant, adding haki as he then says, "Disappear," punching the tower, the sort of tower, completely destroying it, as well as Nami's room, of course, as Nami cries and in her head thanks Luffy. Luffy then raises his fist as the people from the town surrounding from the battle they saw happening would cheer, and the Straw Hats will raise their fist as well. Next, we take Kobe to a Navy HQ, Luffy would say. "Nah, I'm good." "Huh?" "I decided I'll stick around and join your crew." And that's where I'll be ending it off, guys. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. You guys said Kobe should join the Straw Hats, so he's going to join the Straw Hats. And I'm out. Peace.